What's happening? I wanted to take this time out to talk to GameStop shareholders, investors, and traders, the beginner investors and intermediate investors and traders. Because right now there's a lot of hype with this stock split, and based on the price jumps, you have a lot of investors getting caught up with what's taking place. We had Ryan Cohen purchase 100,000 shares, I believe last week. That caused the jump. We have a lot of investors that's waiting on the short squeeze based on all the synthetic shares and all the shorting that's been taking place. They're waiting for, all these shares to be calculated so that this could possibly force a squeeze because hedge funds will have to cover. But there's a lot of investors that are not taking into consideration that these hedge funds have been covering for a long time now, and people don't realize that GameStop has become a cheat code. Yes, we have uncovered corruption and short selling in the market. I mean, like I said, Citadel has been banned from China for illegal practices of short selling. Okay, so we know that. We know that Citadel is the market maker when it comes to setting prices in the market. We know that they have a 5% stake in Mudger Capital and a bunch of other things, okay? And with the power that they have, for people to really believe that this is going to be solved and Citadel is going to face some type of repercussions is just, mind-blowing to me. Because if it was any one of us, we'll be in jail at this point. I think people are really getting excited about Ryan Cohen when I believe that he is a brilliant investor. He's a brilliant guy when it comes to finances and building a company. But I am not going to not look at the fact that he is an investor as well. And with GameStop being top heavy with cash, no debt, and the position that it's in as far as retail holding it up the way that we are, this will just constantly keep going. If they issue a dividend, this will dilute shareholders' profits, which, a lot of people don't realize. And with that stock split, it will give other institutions an opportunity to jump in and buy the stock up and potentially, keep this short squeeze going, which is actually happening every time you see these large 30-40% run-ups. That is the squeeze. We may be waiting for the stock to just shoot up past, $1,000 when this can actually just keep jumping 30, 40, 50% at a time, just based on the pressure of retail constantly buying the dips and holding this stock up. So, I just wanted to say that. And I'm not an advanced, investor. I don't have 5 or 10 years of experience, but I did immerse myself in investing, about 2 years ago. And when I came across GameStop, I was so infatuated with it. I was calling everybody that I knew to tell them to purchase shares of GameStop because of not only doing the research, seeing that it would jump from $4 or $5 a share up to around almost $70 around those consoles coming out. I happen to know a whole lot more about the digital market and the digital age coming to be. And I just knew, if you go look back and see, you'll check out a video where, this was months and months and months before the squeeze, where I was saying that I just think that GameStop is going to go over $100 plus. And that's just based on all the research I was doing. So once Ryan Cohen got involved, and once I learned about Michael Berry talking about how much GameStop was being shorted, I ran into Deep in Value, Roaring Kitty, Nephew Millions, and those were the only guys at that moment that I knew that were really talking about GameStop. And I started doing videos on it based on the belief that I had in GameStop. And I haven't talked to Roaring Kitty personally, but I've been on his lives and I've said things and gave my own opinions about GameStop, and he's actually answered me, and agreed with some of the things that I was saying, so I've been involved in this for a while, but I'm also, paying attention to his hedge funds and investors when it comes to GameStop being one of its kind. I've noticed investors jumping into this stock because of it being one of its kind and the potential that it constantly has because of retail's belief in it. And yes, GameStop has been bought out of the mud because of retail, but its potential is based on what we decide to do, constantly buying the dips and, believing in the stock. And psychologically, with them knowing that, they can constantly make the decisions that they're doing, reconfiguring this whole corruption that's been uncovered, making us believe that they're actually taking actions against, Citadel and Ken Griffin and a few others, when in all actuality, they're manipulating us to stay into the stock to keep the price fluctuating, and that will continuously keep causing squeezes. Where we're looking for the mother of all short squeezes, psychologically, they've made us believe that it's just going to go up 1,000%, 2,000%. From what I've seen, these are also moments where if you calculate the percentages that the stock goes up from the time it started last January till now, we're getting these 1,000% moves within the stock booming the way that it did, or the way that it does from time to time, every 3 to 4 months. We actually just saw a squeeze when GameStop went from 70 something bucks just about 3 weeks ago to reaching 204 just yesterday after market close. So, and I know I could be rambling to some, and I know there are some out there that might not understand what I'm saying, but, just based on common sense and just understanding psychology to a degree, it looks real, simple to me as far as how they can keep people engaged and constantly keep using YouTubers that seem to be credible or seem to be honest, but really they're just keeping you engaged, and they're constantly viewing, based on, they're constantly getting confirmation based on their viewers, how many people are holding and how many people are potentially staying in the stock. So, I don't, and I could be wrong. Based on the synthetic shares and how much it's been shorted and how much corruption is coming out, they said the feds are getting involved and all that. This could really be something. But in my opinion, if it was a regular person, it already would be. Ken Griffin would be in jail and everybody that's affiliated with him. But that's not what's taking place. These people have too much power. And, I do believe GameStop will continue to fluctuate because the belief that people have in this short squeeze, that alone has become cult-like, where people just automatically believe based on their understanding of not the fundamentals, but the technicals and what's been done, based on the shorts and the synthetics and, the failure to delivers and everything else, the dark pool and all that other stuff. They really believe that this is an opportunity to seize, the moment to break hedge funds and institutions and all the people that keep this corruption going in the system. And I understand it because we're all sick and tired of being sick and tired 1,000 times. But when these people have their hands on the game the way that they do, it's just almost impossible for us to believe without, us being able to control the narrative that this will actually change. I believe they're reconfiguring the game so it can continue to work the way that it's been. I mean, that's the reason why we keep on seeing these fluctuations in the market and the crypto exchanges and everything else, because they are setting the rules. Whereas though when it comes to taxes and everything else, they'll be able to, keep their iron fist on investors and mankind and economics and everything else, so that they can control society. So, I mean, that's just my belief. I mean, because GameStop should have been squeezing. It's no way in hell that people can keep buying the dips, and this pressure that's building up has not blown yet, and that shows that that's because the stock is constantly being traded. You have people that are buying option calls, and they're doing that, which, if you're not paying attention, moments before market close, meaning that they know something. So if the stock, if somebody is buying a bunch of $160, $70 option calls, they're purchasing $1 million worth of those, and then the stock jumps up 15-20% after market, they just made their money. You know what I mean? So this can constantly keep going on based on investors like us, retail, constantly holding it up, believing that we will get a squeeze. Because it makes no sense for a stock to jump 15%, but it struggles through the day when retail could when retail can trade, and it struggles all day to get over 165, 175, and then the minute market closes, it jumps up 10, 15, 20%. That just doesn't make any sense. And then when market opens, it drops 25, 35%. I mean, that means that these people are making money on the way up and on the way down. These are the squeezes going up. And then you have these huge drops. GameStop is the golden ticket. It's the golden ticket. We have created the golden ticket. It's the most valuable stock in the market at the moment. Yes, you have companies doing great. Yes, you have companies that are progressing and have great futures. Their fundamentals are tight. I mean, cash flow is positive when, like companies like Apple and other stocks. But GameStop is the golden ticket because people want to crush hedge funds. People want to crush the status quo. And that is understandable. But that psychology is what they understand. They understand that psychologically, and that's keeping people engaged. And this is causing constant squeezes. You don't have to get one squeeze, in my opinion, which people are waiting for. We're getting several. We got one in January. Okay. It ran up again in February. It ran up again in June. Okay. And then it just ran up again. That's 4 squeezes. That's 4 squeezes. Now, I could be wrong, but just please tell me what you feel. And then people really believe that Ryan Cohen is helping us. I'm not saying he doesn't have his interest in GameStop to build the company. I'm not saying that. At the end of the day, he's still an investor. That's the reason why he's purchasing shares. And then with him being in the position that he's in chair, he's also getting issued shares. So if they happen to have a stock split and it's $1 billion, go from 300 million shares to 1 billion shares, you think he won't receive some of them shares for free? This stock split will be the worst thing that we can do if we agree to this. And then GameStop doesn't have a set price. It will jump up to $300, $400. It'll go down to $70. It'll go up to $230. It'll be at $180. It doesn't have a designated price. So how will you issue a stock split? We don't know. It doesn't have a stationary price. So how will you initiate a split? When Tesla did a split, it was $1,500 a share. When Apple did a split, it was almost $500 a share. When Amazon did a split, it was $1,000 a share. GameStop is the only stock that has fluctuated in the market like this. So how will they do a split and we don't even know what the price is? I'm mind blown. So, please I'm not saying do homework, because right now they're rewriting the book of investing so that retail does not happen to uncover anything like this again. And then they can take as much time as they want to, because like I said, this is the golden ticket. GameStop is the golden ticket. Even with AMC, yes, that was, a great stock to push up, but it was to take your eyes off of GameStop. And I even got caught up in it, but I made my money. And now that I'm starting to realize that the market is about, it's about investing. It's about trading. It's about volume. It's about watching and paying attention and looking where the money is going. You know what I mean? It's not about fundamentals most of the time. Yes, these companies have great potential, some of them that you read about and this, that, and the third. But at the end of the day, you still have, shareholders, investors that these hedge funds are investing for, that they have to make money and keep satisfied. So it's just so much that goes into this. And being a beginner, that's one of the reasons why I jumped out. I happened to see all these people talking about GameStop and AMC, and they were just lying to people, waiting for the squeak. No, people kept the stocks up so they can constantly trade and make money. And you go check out most of these content creators that boomed and came out of nowhere. They made hundreds of thousands of dollars and possibly millions. And then you have investors and shareholders, the little guys, little ladies, still holding the bags from almost 2 years ago, waiting because, of what they believe in. And they, have uncovered that it is corruption. And it has shown that if this was actually true, the shares would run up that way. But with them controlling the game, what makes you think that they aren't, doing this as well, keeping you engaged the way that they are? Just think about it. I'm sorry, I'm gonna stop rambling. Just think about it, and just go check out. I'm gonna put it up. You can check my old videos out. I've been saying all the same stuff until now. Money is access, and if you really believe that they're gonna let GameStop go up to $100,000 a share, and some of these people have bought GameStop at $5, $4, $2 a share, and they'll be instant millionaires. I mean, 10, 100, worth hundreds of millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. I mean, some people, and that's another reason why that stock split is ass. I mean, it will dilute shareholders' profits. If you bought that stock at $2 and then they do a stock split and they're already having problems figuring out how many shares have been shorted and how many synthetics are out there, that will reset the price, and that might destroy your profits. Just tell me what you think, please, man. That's just my opinion on GameStop. I've been rambling this whole time, man. I'm out of here. This is Kavai Ray Valentine. Tuned in, Hood Money Investing. And I know it's been a while, but, I just had to get out the way, man. It was too many phonies jumping in and out of the market, telling people what to do, and it became cult-like. And, I'm trying to learn how to invest, which I've figured out to a degree, and it just won't happen anymore, where I will constantly lose money based on me being, caught in the loop with this psychological madness that's going on with GameStop and AMC and all these other companies that's been shorted. Yes, these companies have potential to squeeze, but I don't think it's the way that we think. We think these companies are going to shoot up 2,000%, 1,000%, when in all actuality, these 30, 40% jumps constantly could actually be, cycles of squeezes. Just tell me what you think. I'm out of here.